Hello you glorious YouTubers, welcome to my channel. You currently find me on top of Portsdown Hill, or on my way to the top of Portsdown Hill. I'm going to Butler's Hill, so mainly because it's a nice ride and I've got nothing better to do. So enjoy the ride with me, but it's not going to be long for you. This week I'm going to be doing an extension of last week's video. Last week, if you watched it, you remember I interviewed Sammy Miller, the legend that is. And this week I'm going to do some footage, or put up some footage of the museum itself. Both myself and my son Jeff took lots of footage while we were there, well, mainly while we were waiting for Sammy. Because Sammy is a very busy man. At 92 years old, he's busier than I am, that's for sure. And yeah, well, I'm going to run some footage for you to give you an idea of what the museum's like if you haven't already been there. If you have already been there, you know exactly what it's like and how marvellous it is. But I don't know if you remember, I did ask Sammy if he had participated in the renovation of all the bikes. And yes, he had. He's had a hand in renovating every single bike in that place, which is amazing in itself because there's been hundreds of them, absolutely hundreds. So hope you enjoy that footage when I get around to putting it up. I might do a little voiceover, I'm undecided yet, just to explain what's what, where and where. I hope you all had a very good Easter weekend. I did. Saturday, or this Saturday, was my granddaughter's 18th birthday. Very proud of her. She's off to uni to learn teaching at what do they call it? Their first school. What do they call it? Oh my God, my brain is going dead. I'm sure of it. Primary teaching, and she is so excited about it and very proud of her. Bless her heart. And on the Sunday, I looked after my two youngest grandsons. And what a lot of fun that was. They bring me so much joy, those two. And all of my grandkids. I've got 7 grandchildren and they all bring me so much joy. Anyway, so I'm going to let you enjoy a bit more of this ride. These are wonderful roads for bikes. There's loads of potholes you have to get around, but by the by, it's a nice road all the same. I mean, this patch here, you know, it's just... every year it gets flooded out, that breaks up the tarmac, and you know, it is what it is. Hopefully before next winter they'll come along and repair it and do the same again next year and the year after. But enjoy the ride for a little bit and then we'll go into the footage of the museum. Enjoy. Nestled amongst the trees of the New Forest in South Hampshire, The Sammy Miller Motorbike Museum sits in a 500-acre piece of land near New Milton. Although Sammy has been renovating old rust buckets of motorbikes for many years previous for his own private collection, the museum did not start until 1980, and the rest is, as they say, history. However, Sammy acquired an old farmhouse in 1996 in New Milton that had fallen into disrepair. He could see its potential as a perfect location to showcase the museum exhibits, so he set about buying it and converting the barns into an impressive modern building that was worthy of the surrounding picturesque views. Once in, you're greeted by the lovely Sharon or other members of the splendid staff who you could tell really wanted to put you at ease and do what they could to make the museum experience the best it can be. Firstly, we went up to the new gallery, which was opened by the Duke of Richmond in 2021. The upper gallery hosts a range of predominantly British motorcycles from the golden era of manufacturing in the early 20th century. There are many bikes in this section, such as the 1898 Quadrant, which was the oldest motorcycle in the museum, the TT Rudge 1913 model, the 1938 Matchless Model X, and the 1916 Henderson F2 model, 4-cylinder, and lastly the 1938 AJS R7, but to name a few. Then we went on to Sammy's favourite gallery, the Norton Hall. The Norton Hall is a shrine to one of the British motorcycling's most innovative manufacturers. This hall showcases some rare and iconic examples of British engineering, such as the 1953 X-Works Norton Neela, ridden by Roy Am to break more than 33 speed records. The 1954 horizontal engine Norton, the 1905 500cc Norton, the oldest known Norton in the world, the 1948 Norton side valve twin, the 1951 McCandless prototype Norton twin, and the 1960 350cc Doc Norton or the Lowboy prototype.
They used
We moved on to the Trials Hall, which is also known as the Off-Road Gallery. The Trials Hall is the museum's collection of famous and prestigious machines built for competition in observed and timed trials. Throughout the 20th century, the Trials Hall features a great range of truly historical motorcycles, including the Gov 132, which is the world's most famous trials motorcycle. You also have the Samuel Hamilton Special, which is the bike that Sammy built at 17 and first used to compete in the Scottish six-day trial in 1954, winning Best Newcomer. There are two Rickman Matisses, designed and ridden by Don and Derek Rickman, the Gordon Jackson AJS 187BLF, which he famously won the 1961 SSDT on this bike, losing only a single mark. There's Ron Lanston's 1958 ISDT Ariel, in which he was gold medal winner in the 1958 International Six-Day Trial. The Mary Drivers 1964 ISDT Greaves, Ken Heen's 1970 ISDT Triumph, which was a gold medal winner in 1970 and 71 during the International Six-Day Trials, and Peter Fletcher's 1958 Works Royal Enfield, again to name but a few. Then on to the Racing Gallery, which houses a collection of history's most notable Grand Prix and factory races from around the world. In here, some notable models are the 1957 500cc V8 Moto Guzzi, a legendary multi-cylinder ranked by Discovery Channel in the top 10 motorcycles of all time. The 1950 Moto Guzzi bi-cylindrical V-twin, and the 1947 AJS 500cc Porcupine. The 1957 Mondial Racing X-Works as raced to third place by Sammy Miller in the 1957 World Cup GP. The 1957 Galera 4-cylinder as raced by Jeff Duke and Bob McIntyre. The 1982 Grand Prix Honda NS500 V3 as raced by Freddie Spencer. The 1979 Suzuki RG500 Mark IV, similar to that race by Barry Sheene to the World Cup glory. In 1959, MZ 125cc X-Works GP as raced by Luigi Taveri and Mike Hellwood. The 1955 250cc NSU Sportsmax as raced by Sammy Miller, including 3 wins in the Northwest 200. And the 1969 250cc 4-cylinder Moto Villa, designed by the great brothers Walter and Francesco Villa. I think if you're a sports bike fan, this is definitely the haul for you. Then on to the Vincent Hall. Again, this is on the upper level above the main museum entrance. I will put in the links for the videos associated to these various events in Sammy's career in the description. Finally, there is the Japanese European Hall, a firm favourite with many. This section boasts Japanese classics as well as rare bikes from all over Europe. If you rode a Japanese bike in the 70s or 80s, chances are you might find it here. Additionally, you can see it for yourself, the history of motorcycle development in post-war Europe, including the distinct approaches taken by manufacturers on either side of the Iron Curtain. In particular, there are 2 bikes here that stand out as iconic, the 1969 Munch 1177cc and the model Mammoth, and the 1962 Grand Prix Bianchi. The couple of hours we spent at the museum was, to coin a phrase, magical. There were bikes from day one of bike building right up to recent times, and something to please every bike palate. Go on, do yourself a favour and pay it a visit. I'll be going again with my sons during the summer. The videos that we featured on the museum website are listed in the description below. So that's it for this weekend. Thank you very much for watching. Until next week when I'll do a motorbike history, ride safe and stay safe. Bye bye.